Okay, ladies and gentlemen, homework book, challenging practice A, page 123 to 126. Let's check it out. All right, problem 1. PQRS is a rectangle. Right, PQRS, this thing here is a rectangle. Right? Okay, length 40 centimeters. This is what they tell us. The length 40 centimeters, and the breadth is 36 centimeters. If UVR is a straight line, this thing is a straight line, and ST is equal to SU, ST is equal to SU equal to 24 centimeters. Find the shaded area. That is so interesting. And what do we do here, right? You can see, so first of all, before starting calculating anything, you need to think logically, right? How do we find this shaded area? And apparently, the shaded area is this triangle, right? PRS, this triangle, minus these two triangles, right? PUV, small white triangle. Another triangle is SRU, this triangle. So if we find shaded area is equal to triangle, PRS, we said, right? PRS minus small triangle PUV minus this triangle SRU. So this is what we need to find, these three areas. So the first one, we find the area of PRS, triangle PRS, its area, right? Let's look at this. So it's basically a half of the rectangle. Right, it's a half of the rectangle. We know the size of the rectangle, so this is what we do. 1/2 times 40 times 36. You do your math, it's going to be 720 square centimeters. One is done. Next figure is triangle SRU, let's say, right? So SRU is this triangle. Yeah, let's think about it. We have one side 24, we have the right angle, right? And we have another side which is the same as PQ. This side is 40, right? 40. And this side is 24. So that's it. This is what we calculate. 1/2 times 40 times 24. Yeah. And it is 480 square centimeters. Lastly, we find this small white triangle PUV. Triangle PUV is 1/2 times. Now we need the height and we need the base, right? So this is the base of the triangle, and it is 36 minus 24, right? 36 minus 24 is 12. Right, so it is 12. We found our base, right? This base, PU, is 12. Now we need to find our height. We prolong it and we put the perpendicular line, right? This is our height. Our height is completely the same as ST, and ST is completely the same as US. It is 24. So 144 square centimeters, right? That's it. So we find our shaded area. Our shaded area is equal to 720 minus 480 minus 144. The answer is 96 square centimeters. That's it. Next problem 2. ABCD is a square, right? ABCD is a square. The perimeter is 80. Right? Perimeter of ABCD is 80 centimeters. Right? Point M is the midpoint of the DC. Point M is the midpoint. What does that mean? it means these sides are the same, right? These two are the same, right? Point N is the midpoint of BC. Point N is the midpoint of BC, right? This is the midpoint. This side is the same thing as this side. And because it is square, both of them are same, right? I mean, all of them, all four of them are same. Find the area of triangle AMN. We need to find the area of this triangle. We don't know what it is, right? What is this triangle? Midpoint of a line is a point that divides, and so they give you the hint. Midpoint of a line is a point that divides the line into two equal parts, right? We just discussed that. All right, that is it. Very easy, right? If the perimeter is 80 centimeters, right, of the square, so what is the length of the side? Length of a side. Length of a side is 80 divided by 4. Four sides, all four sides together give us 80. One side is 20 centimeter. 20 centimeter, right? So if it's 20 centimeter and N and M are midpoints, we know that this is 10, this is 10, this is 10, and this is 10, right? So we know that the area of this triangle will be the area of the whole square minus this one, and this one, right? So this is what we need to find them. We need to find them one by one, all right? So first, let's find this triangle ADM. The area of the triangle ADM is equal 1/2 times the side is 20, right? 20, right? This one, 20, right? And the base is 10, so 20 times 10 is equal to 100 square centimeters. Next one is let's find ABN, right? ABN. Well, you can clearly see that these triangles are identical, right? If you're not sure, you can recalculate them. Triangle ABN is equal 1/2 times the height is 20 and the base is 10, right? 10. So, 20 and 10, same thing, 100 square centimeters. Lastly, we find this triangle, right? The triangle NCM. So 1/2, and we have both base and height, or height in the base, 2/10, right? 10 times 10, half of it, 50 square centimeters. Last thing that you do is you find the area of ABCD, right? So square ABCD is what? Is 20 by 20 and is equal to 400 square centimeters. All right? And I'm gonna like kind of separate that thing, right? And area of AMN, triangle AMN, finally our triangle AMN, this one, right, is the area of the square minus all areas of these three triangles, right? And this is gonna be 150 square centimeters. That's your answer, 150 square centimeters. Okay, problem 3. ABCD is a square of side 30 centimeters. If AE is equal BF equal DG equal DH is 6, find the shaded area. Alright, ABCD is a square, right? ABCD is a square. One side is 30 centimeters. Right? Now, they tell us that AE, this thing, is equal BF, this thing is equal DG, is equal DH, right? 6 centimeters. This is 6, this is 6, this is 6, this is 6, right? We need to find the shaded area. So you can see that the shaded area is the whole square minus 1, 2, 3, and this small thing, right? So minus these 4 triangles, right? So this is what we need to do, right? First we find the square, the area of the square, ABCD, right? Area of ABCD. Yeah, one side is 30, two sides 30 by 30. The square 30 by 30 is 900 square centimeters, right? One side is 30. Okay. Next one, we find what? We find this small DGH, right? Triangle DGH is equal. We know both height and base, right? 6 and 6. So 1/2 times 6 times 6, right? It is 18 square centimeters, right? AEH, BEF, right? So, all right, you can see clearly that I'm gonna erase this thing. If the whole side is 30, right, and we know that this thing is 30, right, minus 6, sorry, that's gonna be how much? 24, right? And this thing also 6, so the whole thing here is 24. So we have two triangles, two right triangles with the same size, 6 sides, 6 and 24, 6 and 24. They are absolutely same, right? So we can calculate right away total area, their total area. Total area of, let's call them, right? How do we call them? AEH, and BEF. BEF, right? It is two triangles, and then we'll just put our formula. 1/2 times 24 times 6, right? This is our one triangle, and these are our two triangles. Same triangles. So the area, do your math, 144 square centimeters. You should get this number, all right? Lastly, we need to get this thing, CFG. So again, if this side is, right, I'm gonna erase this thing. So if this side is 6, then this one is 24. If this is 6, this one is 24. All right. We have two sides, we find the area. So triangle, what is it? CFG is 1/2 times 24 times 24. Right? 288 square centimeters. Right? Okay. So what is the shaded area? Shaded area is our square 900 minus 18 minus 144 minus 288, yeah, 450 square centimeters. That's it. The next problem. In the figure, the length of the smaller square is 12 centimeters, the length of the bigger square is 15 centimeters. Find the shaded area. Alright, very easy. So we have one square with the side of 15, right? Then we have second square with the side of 12, right? One side. And they ask us to find this thing. Alright, how are we gonna do that? Well, with this, if this is 15, right, then this side is also 15, right? If this is 15, if this is 12, this side is also 12. Okay, because it's a square, this size is 12, right? So if we have it as a base, right, we need to kind of prolong it here, extrapolate, right? And this is our height. This is our height. And you can clearly see that our height is 12. This thing here is the same as this thing here, right? This side is equal to this side. So we have our height of 12, right? That's it. We have a 12. We have the height 12, the base 12, and that's all. This is our triangle. We need to find the shaded area. So the shaded area shaded area is equal to 1 over 2 times 12 times 12. And it's equal to 172 square centimeters. That's it. That's the whole problem. Done. Problem number 5. In the figure, the length of the smaller square is 16. Here's the smaller square. Here is the length 16 of this side, right? And the length of the bigger square is 23. Here is another bigger square. This is the side of 23, right? Find the shaded area, right? So how can we do that? Well, we can find the total area of the figure, right? Total area of these two squares, both all together, right? And then we can subtract the triangles. Big triangle AGE minus this big triangle minus smaller triangle CDE minus this one, and minus the smallest triangle ABC, right? This triangle, right? So this is what we're gonna do. The total area of figure, total area is 2 squares, 23 by 23, right? Plus 16 by 16, 16 by 16. Okay, you calculate this thing, and that's gonna be 785 square centimeters, right? Now we find our triangles one by one, right? So area of AGE. So AGE, the area of the AGE is equal to, well, this is 23, our height. This is our base, 23 plus 16, right? 20. So this is what we do: 1 over 2 times 23 plus 16, our base, times 23 is our height, right? So this is base, this is height. Don't get confused, right? 23 plus 16. And if you calculate everything right, you're gonna have 448.5 square centimeters. Okay, so we got this one, we got the big one, right? Now we need to get this smaller, middle-sized CDE triangle. Yeah, so this is simple, square sides, right? 16 and 16, because the side of the square is 16. All right, so 1 over 2 times 16 times 16, it is 128 square centimeters, right? And lastly, the area of triangle ABC. This small triangle ABC, right? Oops. Small triangle ABC, right? One side of it is the same as the side of the square, right? And this small piece, right, is actually the side of 23 minus the side of 16, right? You can see this. This one minus this one, yeah? And yeah, this is what we do, right? So this small piece, okay? 1 over 2 times 23 times 23 minus 16, right? So whatever. If it's a height, this is the base, or vice versa, it don't matter. If you do your math, it's gonna be 80.5 square centimeters, right? And that's it. Your shaded area is equal to total figure 785 minus 448.5 minus 128 minus 80.5. Okay, calculate everything. You should have 128 square centimeters. That's your answer. Problem number 6. The figure is made up of 2 squares and a right-angled triangle. Okay, that's interesting, right? So 2 squares, 1 square, and then another square, and then this small right-angled triangle, right triangle, yeah? Find the shaded area. How do we do that? if you look at it, right, so the total area of the figure is the figure of this big square, if is the area of this small square, and the area of this triangle, right? So we calculate the total area first, and then we subtract this white triangle ABF and this white triangle FCD, right? FCD. All right, we know what we're gonna do. Let's calculate. So first, let's find the area of this triangle BCG. Right, triangle BCG is equal to. You can see, right? So this one is the side of the square, so 18, right? And same here, right? 18, because this side is 18 too, right? So actually, this thing is midpoint. G is midpoint, right? It's dividing into two equal halves. So 1/2 times 18 times 18 is equal to what? 162 meters, right? We operate with meters square. All right. Our next step, we just found this area. Our next step, we calculate the whole total area of a figure. How do we find that? Big square, 36 by 36, plus small square, 18 by 18, plus triangle that we found, BCG, 162, right? You calculate that, right? You should have 1,782 square meters, right? Area of, now we found the total area of the figure. Let's subtract this big white triangle ABF, right? Triangle ABF is equal to 1/2. What is the height? What is the, well, these are the sides, right? AB and AF, those are the sides of the big square. So 36 by 36, it's a half of a square, 648 square meters, right? Area of CDF, this one, right? CDF, area of CDF, right? So we can know the length, the height, and if this is the base, we know the base is 18, right? The side of this small square. So 1/2 times 18 times 36 plus 18, right? This one long big thing. 36 plus 18, right? Okay, you do your math, you should get 486 square meters. All right, and that's it. You just calculate your shaded area. 1,000 total, right? Total figure 1,782 minus 648 minus 486 is equal to 648 square meters. That's your answer. All right, problem 7. The following figure is made up of rectangle PQRS, okay, PQRS, we can see that, and square RTUV, so this small square. Given that SY is equal to PX, SY, alright, SY, like this side, is equal to PX, and PY is 3 times, where's PY? This is PY. PY is 3 times as long as SY, right? So you should think of your 3 units, right? Find the area of triangle TXY. Triangle TXY. So basically this triangle that is locked inside, right? The big triangle. All right, that's an interesting problem. What are we gonna do here? PX. So let's write it down. What they tell us. All right. Where is the eraser? PX is equal to SI and is equal to how much? 4 centimeters, right? 16. Because there are four units, right? This 1 unit, 2nd unit, third unit, and this is fourth unit. So what is 1/4? What 1/4 is 16 divided by 4 is 4 centimeter. This is what we found out. So what is Py then? What is Py? Like this thing. Py is 3 units, right? So, or we can just say Py is what, 16 minus 4, right? 12 centimeters. Okay, so we got our things, right? We got how much is this, how much is this, and how much is this, right? What do we do next? We can find we can find the area of small triangle, right? This triangle, all right? And I'm gonna explain you the big picture, right, of what we are doing here. So I'm kind of imagining I'm building this part, right? This part, okay? And if I build this part and I put like this vertex as Z, right? For example, right? This one over here, okay? I can find the area of this triangle by calculating the total area of the rectangle minus this 1, 2, and this one big 3. Understand? Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. So the first one is this triangle PXY. This is what we're trying to find. Triangle PXY is equal to 1/2. We just found the size. This is gonna be 4. This is gonna be 12, right? So 12 by 4. 12 times 4, right? And it is what is it? 24 centimeters square, right? We got one. Now let's find the triangle YST. Okay, triangle YST is equal 1/2 times. Now we know that YS is 4, right? And we need to find this like height, right? If this is the base, we need to find a height. This is 24 they give us, and this is the side of the small square of this square, right? So it is also 4, right? So 24 plus 4. Okay, do your math, and you should get 56 square centimeters. Good. So we just got our second triangle, right? And the last one, as I said, we are building this two rectangle. We put this Z here, right? And we just calculate X, Z, T, right? Triangle of X, Z, T. Okay, and it's 1/2, and then what are the sides, right? So one of the sides is the same as this one, right? PS. So this side ZT gonna be also 16, right? What is this thing? Interesting, right? So this is 4. This is how much? Oh, that's actually not 4, right? 24. We need to find. All right, I'm gonna erase this thing. Right, we are trying to understand how much is this, right? So we know that this one is 24. So this one here, right, is this one minus this small piece. So it's 24 minus 4 minus this, right? And then we put it again here. So 4, right? 24 minus 4 plus 4. Right? Looks silly, but this is what it is. It's just gonna remove each other. And then you're gonna calculate your thing, 192 square centimeters. Oops, why is it lagging so bad? Okay, all right. So we found it, right? XZT, right? And then now we need to total rectangle. Total rectangle is PZTS, right? PZTS is what? Basically, it is gonna clean it up, right? So we can see that clearly. It's 24 and plus 4, one side. 24 and plus 4, this is one side. Another side is height, right? And height is 16. Right, that's it. So the total area 448 square centimeters. All right. So that's it. Finally, the area TXY, our triangle locked inside. Our triangle TXY locked inside is 448. Yeah, minus 24, 56, 192. 24 plus 56 plus 192, right? If you do your math correctly, you should get 176 square centimeters. 176 square centimeters. Okay. Last problem in the section. Interesting. Fractions, right? The figure below shows a rectangle divided into 4 parts. Here is our rectangle, here's our 4 parts, A, B, C, D. Area of A is 3/10 of the rectangle. This is 3/10. Area of B is 1/5. This is 1/5. Area of C is 9/20. Area of D is 24 square centimeters. Area of this D is 24 square centimeters, right? If the breadth of the rectangle is 16, find the length. Find the length. How do we do that? Clearly, right, we need to find the total area first. The total area. And then we just divide it by one side and by this, by the breadth, and we find the length, right? Okay, this is what we do. So the first thing, fraction of area D. We need to understand what is the fraction of area D. 1 is the whole rectangle. Let's write it down. Fraction of area D. Area D. 1 is the whole rectangle, right? 1. Right? Minus. Fraction area of area A is 3/10. Minus 3/10. Minus. Area B, 1/5, minus area C, 9/20. Okay? And we need to find that. That's gonna be the area D. Well, if you studied your fractions well, you're supposed to be able to do that. You bring this to common denominator. Common denominator is 20, right? You multiply this by 2 and this by 4. So, and this by like 20, right? So 20 over 20 minus 6 over 20 minus 4 over 20 minus 9 over 20, right? So clearly 20 minus 6 minus 4 minus 9, 1/20. That's the fraction of the area D, right? So one unit basically, they tell us how much area of D is 24 square centimeters, right? 24 square centimeters. So how much is 20 units? 20 units is 24 times 20, which is 480 square centimeters. You just found the total area of the whole rectangle, right? And then you have one side, breadth, right? So how do you find length? Length is 480 divide by 16, and you got your length, 30 centimeters. All right, that's it. I'm gonna show you the answers, but I hope you solved everything yourself. Cheers, see you.